Good evening and welcome to the Prairie Athletic Complex for tonight's game between the Urbandale Jayhawks and the Prairie Jayettes.
Clear cash or clear data? Clear cash.
Tonight is also softball youth night where we will recognize our softball players in our youth programs. They'll be running out with our starters tonight. First, let's meet the starters for the visitors from Urbandale. Leading off, center field number 2, Sarah Webster. Right field number 1, Maddie Reed. Catcher number 28, Tatum Johnson. Third base number 19, Sydney Hasten. Left field number 3, Riley Prate. First base number 17, Peyton Trainer. Shortstop number 15, Ella Schott. Designated player number 13, Chloe Reck. Second base number 5, Haley Crowdis. And pitcher number 10, Aubrey Schumann. And now let's meet the starters for your Jayettes. Leading off in center field number 9, Kate Erickson. Running out with Kate, the T-ball team bats coached by Andy Smith. Ryder Antonio. Emmeline, Millie, Hattie, Elena, Austin. In left field for the Jayettes, number 1, Taryn Nehring.
Coming out with Taryn is the Power Hitters T-ball team coached by Bryce Lampier-Meyer.
Correct.
London, Tatum, Cora, Holden, Georgia, Luca, Victoria, and Peyton.
Batting third, our catcher, number 13, Kalley Whelchel.
Coming out with Carrigan are the Team Rockets T-ball team coached by Mark Drahos and Amber Lynch. Brielle, Colton, Natalia, Camilla, Catalea, Camilla, Kaysen, and Millie.
Oh no, I'm just going to run with my own phone tonight. My pre-recorded.
Batting fourth for the Jayettes at shortstop, number 5, Kalley Whelchel.
No, you're good. You're good.
Coming out with Kalley are the Team Sluggers T-ball team coached by Mariana Hernandez and Jose Cuevo.
Yep. I'll play around with it tomorrow.
Camilla, Rin, Alexandra, Jenny, Ulysses, Sebastian, and Sawyer.
Batting fifth, pitcher number 4, Tina Keneally.
With Tina is the 8U Black team coached by Bailey Mormon. Hattie, Willow, Harley, Jaslyn, Evelyn, April, Adeline, Emily, Niley, Melia, Nora, Hazel, and Millie.
Batting sixth for the Jayettes, playing first base, number 18, Jalen Robb.
Coming out with Jalen is the 8U Blue team, coached by Lisa Anderson, Becky Holling, and Emily Onen. Lily, Ellie, Adeline, Riley, Addie, Bristol, Grace, Audrey, Ainsley, Quinn, Lena, and Hadley.
In right field for the Jayettes, number 8, Aiden Erickson.
With Aiden is the 8U White team, coached by Erica Delator, Phil Keneally, and Joe Hockenberry. Addison, Leah, Hazel, Samantha, Caitlin, Trinity, Charlotte, Faith, Hope, and Serenity.
Designated player for the Jayettes, number 12, Lily Hollingsworth.
With Lily is the 10U Blue team, coached by Kendra Whale. Emma, Olivia, Piper, Hismary, Marlies, Lily, Veda, Kelsey, Lucy, Emily, Elena, Jordan, Analia, and Mackenzie.
Batting ninth for the Jayettes, at second base, number 2, Harper Peterson.
With Harper is the 10U White team, coached by April Gunderson. RN, Sabine, Maya, Taylor, Bryn, Bennett, Juliet, Lexi, Henley, Harmony, and Skyla.
Urbandale tonight.
Rounding out the lineup, your flex player at third base, number 6, Addie Perks.
With Addie is the 12U team, coached by Casey Finn and Mary Carlson. Collins, Paisley, Sophia, Jillian, Kinley, McKaylin, Lauren, Allison, Ella, Jaden, Adriana, Afton, Jaliza, and Naomi.
In the 3 spot behind the plate, Kalley Whelchel for
And finally, our middle school team, Yuritsi, Collins, Lauren, Naomi, Sarah, Akuak, Jaden, Paisley, Kinley, Haley, Sophia, Harper, Charlie, Olivia, Chloe, Lauren, Natalia, Edlin, Lennon, Jillian, Emma, Valeria, Afton, Jaylee, McKaylin, Natalie, Savannah, Willow, Joey, Jalen, and Kate.
Sarah Webster will take sit on field.
Thank you all for being here tonight and making this event a tremendous success. As the 2025 softball season comes to a close, we want to extend a huge thank you to our coaches who have dedicated countless hours to help our youth athletes improve on and off the field. We are pleased to congratulate our 10U and 12U league teams on winning the South Dallas League Championship 2 years in a row. Additionally, we want to congratulate both All-Star teams in reaching District 3 championship games. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, as we cannot make this happen without them. 21st Century Rehab, Acorns and Oaks Christian Academy, Backwards Boutique, Caldwell Parish Funeral Homes and Crematory, Pure Choice Exteriors and Bath Makeover of Iowa, Chewy's Auto Service, Eye Care Associates, Generation Wealth Advisors, Graphics View, Gunther Snow Removal and Lawn Care, Harper Rose Floral and Gift, Hogan Plumbing and Heating, Cooling and Electrical, Impact Fast Pitch, Perry Elks, Perry Family Dentistry, Progressive Foundry, School Company, Snap Fitness, Swing Coast Roofing and Gutters, Vinny's Construction, and Walton Tree Service. As we close the season, I encourage each of you to continue working hard, pursuing your passion for softball, striving for the best version of yourselves. The teacher's right, go Jayettes. Will you please stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem? Reading off for Urbandale, number 2, Sarah Webster.
Is the senior. Left-handed swinger hits it with a block. She's a slap hitter. She'll take this first pitch as Kaylee leaves this one low, and it's 1-0. Playing inside is Parks, and it is hard expecting a bunt as Camille fires in a strike here, and now leaving things up at 1-1. Just underway, and blowing out towards right field. Camille comes home, takes something off that one. Umpire will not get rid of the strike call. That may have been just time. It's 2-1. Showing bunt is Webster. Neely comes home. Ground ball up the middle. This one gets through, and it's a base knock to begin this one.
Now batting number 1, Maddie Reed.
Webster on the year and on base percentage of 463. And another lefty will be stepping in.
And then we couldn't hit anything.
Just a freshman hitting 362 coming into tonight. First pitch showing bunt, foul down the third baseline. First lets it go, Whelchel picked it up. He will do it again. 0-1. Couple of lefties at the top of the order, and then you get to the big sticks. Hayden Johnson, the catcher, standing on deck. She has 8 home runs on the year. You got to be careful working against her. Neely comes home, showing bunt, pulling back, hold the ball. Even up the count there with that pitch being just outside. Playing in is Perks at third. Swinging at this one. It's popped up on the infield. Perks is going to have to retreat. She gets underneath it, and that is out number 1. So
now batting number 28, Hayden Johnson.
And Hayden gets her first out, and now the right-handed hitter will be stepping in Johnson. Just mentioned, 8 home runs on the year, 26 RBI. Neely comes home. First pitch, catches the outside part of the zone, and Neely gets ahead in the count 0-1. Johnson just the junior for this club. Starting catcher. Actually, if he got it, had to grab a different one before tonight. Swinging at this one, she finds the gap out in right center. Taking third base will be Webster. Johnson's going to stand up at second. They're sending Webster in. Perry misses the cutoff man, and that's going to be our first run of the game.
Now batting number 19, Sydney Hessen.
That's RBI number 27 for Johnson. She's having a strong campaign. And the Jayettes are going to have to play from behind.
Number 11, sorry, number 11.
Looks like we will have a courtesy runner. As McKenna Rosanti, the freshman, is going to come in and do the running for the backstop.
You announce us.
Another lefty stepping in for the Jayhawks. It's now Sydney Hansen, starting third baseman. First pitch outside off the plate. Keneally falls behind in the count 1-0. Couple of hits already given up in this inning. Keneally has been able to retire one batter. Swinging at this one, good pitch to the Hansen to chase a low one. And now he loses up at 1-1. 324 hitter is the lefty coming into tonight. Keneally comes home with this one right down the middle. Called a strike, not called that time, but it was a strike all the way. And the count's now 1-2. Keneally will launch and fire. Swung at, pop fly out towards right center field. Kate Erickson on the run, takes the play, fires this one into second base, and advancing to third will be the courtesy runner. But a big out number 2.
Now batting number 3, Riley Prate.
That thing parked locally now.
True it?
Shorter, that
For sure?
one
Yeah.
could have left the yard. Swinging at the first pitch, stepping in as Riley threw it, base knocked up the middle, and the Jayhawks have their second.
Now batting number 17, Peyton Trainer.
After first pitch swinging by Pruitt. We'll see Peyton Trainer come in, the first baseman. Right-handed hitter, first pitch swinging, another ground ball right up the middle, and another base hit. We're seeing some good swings put
Now
on
batting
by
number
the
15,
Jayhawks.
Ella Schott.
Right back up the middle where the pitch comes from.
It was like last night all over again. Hit, hit, hit,
The
hit, hit,
runners
hit,
on
hit.
first and second. We see Ella Schott step in. Showing bunt with 2 outs. First pitch, swinging, fly ball out towards Kate Erickson in center field. It gets by her, and the Jayhawks are going to be able to run. 1 run will come across the score. It's going to be a double for Schott, and we have Trainer laying up.
Now
at
batting number
third
13,
base.
Chloe Reck.
Not missing too many bats right now, and we'll see the designated player, Louis Reck, step in with a couple of runners in scoring position. Keneally fires home first pitch. Tardy this time is Reck, and it's fouled out of play down the first baseline, 0-1. Second pitch from Keneally, swung out, weakly grounded to Peterson. She fields it cleanly over to first base, and that will end our first
To the middle
inning.
of the first inning.
Not until 3
Urbandale
runners
3,
come
Perry
across
0.
and 5 hits help achieve that. 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Perry trails 3-0 here on the Rankin Valley Radio Sports Network. Opponents are hitting
Leading off the bottom of the first inning for the Jayettes.
32.
Number 9, Kate Erickson.
4. Top of the order for the Jayettes. Kate Erickson, Taryn Nehring, and Kalley Whelchel. If anybody can reach us, see Kalley. Showing bunt is Kate. She led off the game last night with a single. And Schumann, right-handed pitcher, rocks and fires. Erickson shows bunt, stabs at it, misses it, and the count moves to 0-1. Pruitt in left, Webster in center, lead your right fielder. Hassan and Sean, left side of the infield, right side, Travis and Trainer behind the plate is Johnson with Schumann in the circle. Both corner infielders
right
playing
now.
in as Erickson shows
Not only that
will
one.
pull it back, swing away, foul this one back, and Erickson quickly behind in the count 0-2. Mentioned Schumann, not much of a strikeout pitcher, but she's ahead in the count 0-2 to the Jayettes leadoff hitter. Just 2-11 on the year. Schumann comes home with the pitch, taken inside by Erickson, and it's going to be called a strike. 3 pitches.
Now batting the birthday girl, number 1, Taryn Nehring.
Left fielder. He scored the lone run last night. A double from Taryn Whelchel brought her in. Right-handed hitter steps in, and Schumann fires this one in. As the birthday girl takes this one high and outside for a ball, 1-0. Madison playing in front of the bag at third base, thinking Mary might try and show off some of her speed. 1-0 pitch. Coming home, swung at it, and just getting the very end of the bat on that one, fouls it off. Jayettes with the all blue tonight with Perry across the chest in white font and white numbers. Schumann 1-1 comes home outside for a ball, 2-1. Jayhawks with white tops and white bottoms here in Perry. Jayhawks across the chest in orange. Top of the uniforms have a pinstripe tattoo as Schumann rocks and fires. This is also high and outside for a ball, and it's now 3-1.
I guess it looks one, but that's right.
Taryn Nehring, a 190 hitter in her swan song. Schumann comes home with this one. Swung at, fly ball out towards center field. Webster doesn't have to move too far and makes the play with 2 hands for
Batting number 13, Kalley Whelchel.
Coming in will be Kalley Whelchel, having a tremendous junior season, hitting .450. Kerrigan, a right-handed hitter, gets in the box, and she'll take the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. We've seen the few times that Schumann's looked to go inside. She's been able to get the strike call. Let's see if she wants to keep working the pitch right there. 0-1 comes home. This one outside off the plate for a ball. 1-1. Wind has died down. Just a small breeze towards right field. As the pitch comes home, Kerrigan will swing at this one. Maybe try something low. It's 1-2. Just fouled off a piece of that one. Schumann, a junior pitcher for this Jayhawks team. They have a couple other girls they like to use as well. Kerrigan swings on that one, fouls it off. Morgan Berry has pitched in 14 games this year in 64 innings. And then Sophia Romy, an 8th grader, has also appeared in 15. Jayhawks towards the bottom of their conference. Central Iowa Metro League. Schumann will fire in this one ahead in the count. It's going to be just inside, maybe a little high for a ball. So Kerrigan doing a good job of battling here.
Right here.
Right-handed pitcher will come home with this one with 2 outs. Leaves this one inside. Kerrigan doing a good job of making Schumann work here with a full count. Kerrigan gets back in the box. Schumann comes home with it. Swinging. Fly ball out towards left field. This might go over its head. It does. It's off the wall. And Kerrigan's going to end up sliding in.
Sorry,
at
Kerrigan.
second
You
base.
can see that.
He leads off in the first inning just like he did last time with the double.
Now batting number 5, Kalley Whelchel.
Christian, one of just 2 hits last night. Another double in the first inning. Now up to 6 doubles on the season. Kalley will step in. Another right-handed bat for the Jayettes. Schumann comes home with this one as she catches the outside corner, 0-1. So Kalley falls behind. A .341 hitter is the sophomore shortstop. Schumann ready to rock and fire. This one's going to be off the plate, called a ball, 1-1. So Kate Erickson struck out looking. Taryn Nehring flew out to center field. A double with 2 outs has Kerrigan Whelchel standing on second. Schumann comes home with the pitch. Kalley swings through this one. And the sophomore falls behind in the count, 1-2. Have to choke up and try and just put the ball in play here. As Schumann rocks and fires. Swinging at his Kalley. Weak ground ball right back to Schumann. She goes over to Trainer
At the end of 1 inning, Urbandale 3, Perry 0.
Welcome back to the Perry
order.
Athletic Complex.
Now batting number
We start
5,
our
Haley
second
Curtis.
inning. And we got Tina Keeler out there for her second inning of work. Haley Crowder coming in. First pitch swinging, sends a hot shot down the third base line. Perks dives for it. It's out of her reach, and that's a leadoff single.
Now batting number 2, Sarah Webster.
And we go back to the top of the order.
This feels like last night.
And stepping in will be Sarah Webster. Jayhawks haven't been shy about first pitch swinging against Keneally. First pitch home, this one's in the work, trying to take second base and taking it this time after the wild pitch is Crowdis. And now puts a runner in scoring position for Webster. She led off the game with a single up the middle. She's swinging at this one, sends this one right up the middle. It gets to Kate Erickson on a hop. Coming in to score will be Crowdis, so that's a base hit and an RBI for Webster.
Now batting number 1, Maddie Reed.
We're just getting started with 2 hits. She scored a 1, and she has an RBI. Stepping in will be Maddie Reed, who popped up the Perks at third. The left-handed swinger shows butt, stabs at it, and misses. And the .362 hitter falls behind in the count here. Urbandale B's got some speed at the top of the order. Let's see if they look to have Webster moving. First pitch, second pitch of the at-bat after stabbing out the bunt. This one's going to be high for a ball. It's now 1-1. Neely will rock and fire. This pitch going to be off the plate just outside. It's now 2-1. Neely did not walk about her in our first inning. She did surrender 5 hits, however. Now she comes home with this one, swinging at it and chasing a pitch one at a time. Now with 2 strikes against Reed. And the count is 2-2. Lefty gets back in the batter's box. This pitch going to be just high, I suppose. Looks to be a pretty good one there by Keneally. And it will be a full count. Runner on first base, Sarah Webster, who hit a line drive out to Kate Erickson in center field. Coming home with the pitch, late swing that time by Reed, and she just fouls that one off to stay alive. Count remains 3-2. On deck is Johnson. She had a double and an RBI back in the first inning. She found the gap out in right center. Still no outs here in our second inning. Keneally fires this one in, and it's going to catch the outside corner. And a big first strikeout of the game for Keneally.
Now batting number 28, Tim Johnson.
1 out in the second, and we see Johnson Johnson step back in, a big right-handed swinger. 27 RBIs if you include the one earlier tonight on the year. Neely comes home, moves this pitch way high. Easy take for Johnson. It is 1-0. Good crowd here for youth night at the Perry Athletic Complex. Just about all the bleachers behind home plate are filled up. Neely comes home with the 1-0, leaves this one high and outside. It's 2-0. No baseball action tonight, a rare off night for Coach Craig's squad. They'll be back at it tomorrow as they hit the road to go to Osceola to take on the Clark Community Indians. The Jayettes will also be there. Tatum swings at this one and fouls it straight back. Big swing there by Peter Jones.
We haven't played that. I don't remember ever playing them in anything but football.
Count is 2-1.
We're the ones who had the
Catcher
softball wasn't.
The
We're the ones who had
Jayhawks.
the cannon
Yeah.
football
Throws and
game.
fires, leaves this one low. It bounced before it got to the plate. It's now 3-1. Webster getting a healthy secondary lead over at first. Daring Kerrigan to try and throw the ball down there to Derek trying to backtrack back to the back. Haley comes home with the 3-1. It's swung
Short.
down, pumped up straight back. And that's off the press. Oh, run the down full. 3-2.
What? This guy? He didn't catch it.
Error on the play by
Coach. The rest of the way for Perry. That part of the schedule begins tonight with the Jayhawks. Neely fires this one in. It bounced before it gets there, and it's an easy take for Johnson.
Now batting number
And it's the
19,
first
Sydney
walk surrendered
Easton.
by Keneally.
Running for the catcher again.
And we'll see a courtesy runner for Johnson. Urbandale tonight, Clark Community tomorrow, Thursday, a trip to Boone. Then back at it here at the Perry Athletic Complex. First pitch swinging. Single up the middle by Hassan. They're going to send in Webster. Erickson's throw is going to be too late. And that's going to be the second run of the inning and the fifth of the game. And again, these Jayhawks.
Now batting number 3, Randy Pruitt.
Quite successful for them.
Great.
That opponent next Monday when the Jayettes return home will be Pella. The Dutch come to town. That will be a rough matchup there. Neely comes home, first pitch swinging, fouled it back. Is Pruitt.
I know. I texted Tina and said he's going to run out because I remember last year said I'm done. And then she said Jason. I was like, oh, she's
Next
making it.
Thursday will be having a playoff for the Jayettes too. You'll see a common opponent. They'll play Boone twice in about a week time frame. Showing bunt is Pruitt. She can't get this one down the first base side as Rob lets it roll foul and she'll pick it up. Counts 0-2. Keneally gets ahead of the count. 3 hits given up in the inning and 1 walk. She struck out 1 hitter so far. Swinging, ground ball to Rob. She tries to field it and she can't get back to the bag in time.
Now batting number 17, Peyton Trainer.
Official score going to get that one hit. And we'll see Trainer step in with the bases loaded.
So I said, Jason said no.
Trainer hit a single back in the first inning. Neely comes home with this one, leaves it high for a ball, 1-0. Keneally comes home with this one behind an account, also high, 2-0.
Change it to E3 for you.
Taryn Nehring going to come out and talk to her senior right-hander here, trying to calm her down with the bases loaded. As she's falling behind in the count.
She had 2 steps in the back.
So the bases are loaded. And the umpire's coming up
What do you think, Nate?
to be a part of this conversation. He's saying, move
Nate
along,
also-
girls.
Nate-
It's a hot one
Nate thinks
out
it's
here.
an error
Let's try
anytime
and
someone
get this game over with.
No,
Move along.
Emma gives errors like for things that I don't even think are errors. Like I asked her once, I said, do you think that's, she was like, yeah. I was like,
Trainer gets back
even
into
I
the
didn't think
box.
that was, but she said it is. So
Keely comes home. Too much on this one. She throws it straight into the dirt. It is 3-0.
Hold on.
Great hitters count for Trainer, who's only hitting 158 this year. She swings at the 3-0, a good cut, but missed it completely. It's now 3-1. Lynn starting to pick up once again, moving from left field to right field. Only we got some of our bruise here in the press box. 3-1 pitch.
oh,
And
that was a strike.
just high. Not sure how that one missed. It will be a bases loaded walk and an RBI for Trainer.
Is that
15.
Ella
How about
Schott
number
will be
15, Ella
stepping
Schott?
in. She hit a double. And was stranded there. in
that
our
was
first
not a
inning.
ball. It was perfect.
Already a couple of runs have scored in this inning. Schott showing bunt, takes the first pitch, high and outside for a ball. 6 hits for the Jayhawks. We're still playing in the top of the second inning. They got the bases loaded right now. Shot shows bunt. Really
He said 6,
losing
it's
the
8.
strike zone here as this one bounced before it got to the plate. Moves the count to 2-0. Shot hitting 222 on the year. Starting shortstop for Urbandale. Showing bunt. She'll pull things back and take this one right down the
Same
middle.
spot.
Call the strike.
Same spot as right when he called the ball. That scored a run.
2-1 count after Keneally finds the strike zone. Parks playing just in front of the bag at third. Rob's in at first base. Swinging through that one. Shot. He got a healthy cut at that one. And now leaving things up at 2-2. Trainer at first, thanks to a walk. Threw it on second after the error, and Hanson standing on third. Taking this pitch just high is Shot, and that'll run things full, 3-2. One out here in the second. Keneally comes home with this one. Popped up on the infield, in foul territory. This one gets over the head of Rob. And that will keep things at 3-2.
I don't know why she's not in right now. They took her out last night They took her out and then they didn't pitch. I thought they were going to take her out so she could warm up to pitch, but didn't. Now she's not playing now. I don't know.
Count. Standing in the batter's box is Shot. Keneally comes home. Good cut that time by Shot, and this one's fouled straight back. Good battle here between Keneally and Shot. See if Keneally can find that put-away pitch. Not known as a strikeout pitcher this season. She's got one in this inning. Playing deep in center field is Kate Erickson. This fly
That's gonna
ball
be a
is
sac
back towards
fly.
her. She charges hard, runs in, makes the basket catch,
There you
fires
go.
home, and the runner will not be able to
Way
advance.
down.
Kate Erickson was just short of the warning track, and she showed off some of her tremendous speed to charge hard and to make that play.
Yeah,
13.
13.
Now batting number 13, Chloe Reck.
Chloe Rack ended our first inning. This first pitch swinging here, and it's fouled back straight out of play. Rack, the designated player, hitting for Schumann, the starting pitcher for Urbandale. Bases remain loaded with 2 outs. Keneally ahead in the count, throws this one high and outside. It's now 1-1. Parks still playing in front of the bag at third, so is Rob at first. Here comes the pitch. It's
Oh my gosh.
taken just fine.
It's dropping late.
2-1. Not the biggest strike zone on the outside of the plate. This umpire's been known to call the inside corner. Keneally throws this one, and it gets through right
him down.
time, and now leaving things up at 2-2. 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Already 3 runs have scored. Keneally comes home. Rex swings at this one. He gets by Parks at third base. They're going to have 1 run score. And they're going to play the station-to-station game as they'll hold up the runner at third base.
Give her a hit, that's hard.
That was a tough play for Perch. She tried to backhand that one.
Now batting number 5, Haley
Too
Crowdis.
hot to handle. That's a single and an RBI, and Crowdis is in for the second time in this inning. First pitch swinging, fly ball out towards center field, and backtracking. David Erickson jumps up and will make the play. That would have been disastrous if that got over her head, but instead she's able to
To the
make
middle of
the
the second
play. So
inning.
4
Urbandale
runs
7,
in the
Perry
innings.
0.
Perry commits 1 error. There's a handful of base knocks.
These little
4 hits in the inning. 4 runs come across the score. It's 7-0. Urbandale leads.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Jayettes is number 4, Tina Kalley.
Baseball action Thursday night. Game 1 of the doubleheader between Roland Story and Perry. First pitch scheduled for 5:15. Join us at 5 for the radio coverage. Schumann working against Keneally here. First pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. We'll see Keneally, Rob, and Aiden Erickson. If anybody can reach Hollingsworth. Keneally trying to help out her own cause. And Schumann falls behind in the count 1-0. She'll rock and fire. Good swing by Keneally out towards left field. This one gets over the head of Pruitt. And Keneally's going to end up at second base with a stand-up double. Where Pruitt has a tough play on it. I don't know if she has a chance to catch that one or Perry.
Now batting number 18, Jalen Robb.
Ball's going over her head and off the wall. And that's a leadoff double for Perry, and they're in business to get their first run of the game. Jalen Robb, we've seen her at Parks this season be the designated player, and she's pinch hit late in games. She's getting a start tonight. And Robb takes the first pitch for a strike. He falls behind in the count 0-1. One of a couple of 8th graders for Coach Olenzak. Behind in the count 0-1. She swings through this one, make it 0-2. Keneally standing on second base after the leadoff double. Schumann comes home with this one. Swinging at it and just barely getting a piece of it is Robb. It remains 0-2. Aiden Erickson on deck. She's been all over the lineup all season long. We've seen her in the 1 and 2 spots. We've seen her back towards the bottom of the order. She's on deck coming up shortly. Right now it's Robb's turn behind in the count 0-2. Schumann throws this one off the plate. Make it 1-2. Schumann taking her time, getting back inside the circle and on the rubber. Still ahead in the count. She'll rock and fire. Pass swing that time. And Robb will be sent back to the batter's box on the check swing.
Now batting number 8, Aiden Erickson.
Aiden Erickson will be stepping in, the Perry right fielder. Batting 196 coming into tonight's game. With 1 out, Schumann comes home. Swinging through it and just barely getting a piece of it that time is Erickson. It's 0-1. Hassan playing in front of the bag at third. And Trainer at first is in front of her bag. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Erickson swings straight back, 0-2. Good swing that time by Aiden. Now she's going to have to choke up a little bit. Behind in the count 0-2. Reed playing a deep right field there. Be nice if Aiden could drop something in front of her. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This one's way outside. 1-2. Talk about Reed playing right and deep in right field. Well, Pruitt's darn near on the warning track after a couple of balls have already went over her head in this game. See if Aiden can drop something in front of left field too.
Oh, no!
Pitch wants to be on the left-handed batter's box, but the umpire calls it a
Jeez.
strike. That's back-to-back
How about number 12,
strikeouts
Lily
for
Hollingsworth?
Perry hitters as Eden goes back to the dugout, but there's no way that was actually a strike. Stepping in, Lily Hollingsworth, the designated
Way
player.
outside.
First pitch high and outside, and it's off of Johnson's glove, and Keneally will take third base. Be great if the Jayettes could drive her in here. Leadoff double in this inning, but back-to-back strikeouts, and Perry may not be able to score here in our second. He trails 7-0. Ahead in the count is Hollingsworth. 1-0 pitch, swung through, 1-1. Through it took maybe one, possibly two steps in out in left field, but she's still pretty far back out there. A lot of green grass in left center. 1-1 pitch outside.
You mean strike, sir?
2-1. Webster playing straight up, even with the bag out in center field.
One couple years ago, Catherine West,
We're seeing the wind.
middle of the batter's box. It was terrible.
Pitch coming home.
That's a strike.
Taking it is Hollingsworth, and that will even
You hear
things up
Jason
at
and I yell.
2-2.
We both go, no, and Jason goes, terrible.
Here. On deck is Harper
It was
Peterson,
terrible.
ninth
I
spot.
showed it to Tina. She was like, that's bad.
Pitch from Schumann. Hollingsworth
Wow.
puts it in play, out towards second base. It's pumped up and getting underneath it and
The end of
making
2
the play
innings, Urbandale
is
7,
Brown.
Perry 0.
And after one hit, that's all that happens. Perry leaves one on base. They trail 7-0 as we go to the third inning here on the Raccoon Valley Radio Sports Network. Keneally out there.
Leading off the top of the third inning for Urbandale, number 2, Sarah
She'll face the top
Webster.
of the order, Sarah Webster, Maddie Reed, and Tatum Johnson. Webster already has 2 hits right up the middle against Keneally. Here comes the first pitch, taken outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Left-handed hitter came into tonight hitting 440. She's raised that average with 2 hits so far in this one. Showing bunt, she swings, fly ball out towards center field, and Kate Erickson gets all tangled up. Ball goes
Big
over her
curve.
head, and Webster's got a double.
Now batting number 1, Maddie Reed.
That ball was definitely not one out there. It was hit hard, line drive, and Erickson took a couple of steps to her right first before she went back. And we now have a runner in scoring position to begin the third.
Now batting number 23, Katie Apple.
Good enough.
Katie Apple going to be pinch hitting here. Only seen 11 at-bats on the year as the junior, as she hits for Maddie Reed. Apple, the left-handed swinger, steps in, takes the first pitch, and it's going to be a late strike call, and it's 0-1. I was thinking there's no way that pitch was a ball, but the way the strike zone has been tonight, I guess Empire has his own mind. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, swung through by Apple. She got a big swing at that one, and the juniors behind him in count 0-2. An 091 hitter, just 1 base hit and 11 plate appearances. Runner on second base is Webster. Here comes the pitch, chasing a fastball high, and Keneally picks up the strikeout.
Now batting number 28, Tatum Johnson.
Tatum Johnson going to step in. She doubled in the first. She walked in the second. She's been a part of both rallies for Urbandale in this one. First pitch, high and outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Gathering forward against Johnson definitely looks like don't throw her anything inside, as Keneally's been pitching her away so far in this game. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Right down the middle, and Johnson puts a healthy cut on that one, and we're not getting that one back as Johnson hits her 9th home run on the season, and she's got 29 RBIs, and that's going to extend this lead to 9 with the home run. Keneally just left that one over the middle of the plate, and that one
Kate just
was
turned around.
gone.
She didn't even. She knew.
Now batting number 19, Sydney Hassan.
Sydney Hassan gonna be stepping back in. Might be seeing a pinch hitter here.
16 for 19.
We are seeing a pinch hitter as
16 for 19.
Michaela McLeod, an 8th grader, gonna be stepping in.
Now batting number 16, Michaela McLeod.
Just a handful of at-bats for Michaela this season. At just 1-1-1. One out in the inning. As the 8th grader steps in, swinging right-handed with a slight open stance. Keneally trying to get back to work after the home run. First pitch, catches the outside corner, called a strike 0-1. So a couple of extra base hits from the top of the order has extended this lead to 9. A double from Webster and a home run from Johnson. Here comes the pitch. Swung at, straight back, 0-2. Keneally gets the ball back, taking her time to get back on the rubber. She's ahead in the count 0-2. She has been able to strike out 2 Jayhawks in this game. This pitch, low as it bounces before it gets to the plate. It is 1-2. Busy week of games. Action on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the Jayettes. Swung at, popped up on the infield. Keneally gets underneath it, and Stone catches that one. And that was near disastrous, but it will be out number 2.
Now batting number 3, Riley Pruitt.
Pruitt singled in our first inning. She reached on an error in the second. Right-handed hitter playing left field. First pitch from Keneally, way outside off the glove of Taryn Nehring. It's 1-0. Keneally gets back on the rubber. And she'll fire this one in. It's going to be high and outside for a ball, 2-0. So Pruitt ahead in the count to begin this AB with 2 outs in the inning. He's reached base both times. And this Keneally will rock and fire, leaves this one high for a ball, 3-0. See if Pruitt has the green light here with the Jayhawks up 9-0. Keneally fires home. It wasn't Pruitt's pitch, but Keneally gets the strike call. It's 3-1. From Keneally, swung at, popped up. This one might get foul. It does off the third base dugout. As it's out of play. Parks hustled over there. If it would have stayed inside the fence, she would have had a shot at it, but it's just out off the third base dugout.
All right, Pete, we're going to get some more.
Count moves to 3-2. Go from 3-0 to 3-2. Keneally comes home, swung at by Pruitt. She swings through it. And that will
To the middle of the 3rd inning.
our 3rd
Urbandale
inning.
9,
2 runs come
Perry
across
0.
thanks to Harrison and Taryn.
Leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Jayettes,
Kalley Whelchel.
number 2, Harper
Second
Peterson.
baseman will step in first. McMahon stays in to play 3rd base for the Jayhawks. It looks like Hassan's day will be through. First pitch swinging is Peterson, sends it over to the shortstop. Shot, she fields it cleanly over to first, and what a pick by Trainer as they just get Peterson by half a step. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Now batting on number 9, Kate Erickson.
Kate Erickson stepping in. She struck out Wilkie in her lone plate appearance.
Can we stop throwing rocks at the building?
Looking forward to
Very annoying.
the first ever girls wrestling camp that will be hosted by Perry coach TJ Malon. That's coming up on July 14th through the 17th. The camp's open to any girls, or from Perry or from anywhere. First pitch showing bunt. Erickson tries to bunt through it and misses it. Behind the count 0-1. That camp will be coming up on July 14th. You do have to register by July 10th. It's for girls ages 6 through 16. Kate Erickson will be one of the girls that will be helping out Coach Miller. Showing bunt, pulling it back, and leaving things up at 1-1. So Kate evens things up at 1-1, showing bunt in the first two pitches of this at bat. Here comes the 1-1, showing bunt is Erickson. She pulls it back. She'll swing at this one. She's a little tardy as it's down foul right to line. So 1-2. You can reach out to TJ Malin if you want to get registered for that camp. We also have a link for it. If you check out our community calendar at RadCountyRadio.com, find the community calendar listing. That says Rose Hustling Camp and Perry registration. It's that simple. 1-2, fouls off by Erickson and she'll stay alive. So one out in the inning after Peterson grounded out to the shortstop. Erickson behind in the count here, 1-2. And Schumann working in her third inning of work. And Erickson chases this one and she can't catch up to it.
Now batting number 1, Taryn Nehring.
The game, and we'll see Taryn Nehring step in, the Perry left fielder. She flew out to center field in her first at bat. And has disappeared once again here at the Perry Athletic Complex. And ready to rock and fire. This pitch catches the bottom part of the zone, and Nehring falls behind 0-1. Perry being out hit 11-2 through the first 3 innings. And Schumann comes home with this one outside for a ball. It's 1-1. On deck is Kalley Whelchel. She has one of those 2 Perry hits. It was a double in our first inning. Schumann rocks and fires, swinging at it, fly ball out towards right field, charging hard and coming in is the right fielder to make
At the end of
play.
the third inning,
As Perry goes
Urbandale 9,
1, 2, 3
Perry
that
0.
time. No hit.
Sophie Romy, number 6.
Now batting number 6, Sophie Romy.
Keneally back out for her 4th inning of work. Parks playing in front of the bag at third. First pitch swinging, base knock right up the middle. As I believe that was Sophie Roman pitch hitting there.
Now number 11.
We have another pinch hitter here at the top of the
I
order.
don't have an 11 anyway.
As
Now batting number 11, McKenna Rosanki.
McKenna Rosanki, the freshman's going to come in and hit.
Or Rosan?
Right-handed hitter. We've seen her being used as the courtesy runner tonight for Johnson. After a leadoff single, first pitch high for a ball. 1-0. Jayhawks have been aggressive against Keneally tonight. They're building an 11-run lead, another base hit right up the middle. As Rosanki hit that one right where it came from. Now runners on
That was in bat.
first and second, back-to-back singles to lead off the 4th. Another pinch
How do
hitter.
you say that?
Olivia Frolley?
Froll?
Olivia
Now batting number
Froll will be
24,
stepping
Olivia Froll.
in. Just
Crowley.
Crowley got it.
on the year. As the freshman steps in, swinging right-handed, she fouls that one just off. It's 0-1. 2 singles to begin this inning. And we're seeing Urbandale start to empty their bench here. Second pitch swinging,
Oh, look out,
fouls
kid.
back, and out of play.
See that kid that wins right there?
0-2.
The ball's going straight down. So good for you.
Be a great time for a strikeout by Keneally. She's been able to collect 2 of those so far in this game. Here comes the pitch. It's high for a ball, 1-2.
They're back.
I've only seen one here. I killed it. And then I had to clean the window because it was on
Then
the
the girl hitting in the 2 spot that struck out every time against her, and another one. As Cole takes out
That was
number
insane.
3, Opal, and 3 have all struck out of this one. And we're going to have
Morgan
another
Berry.
pinch hitter for
Now
Johnson
batting.
here.
Number 7, Morgan Berry.
Morgan Berry.
I'm not even really
21
selling.
at-bats on the year.
What?
Batting
You're copying because it's
190
It's Marjan.
is the senior. She's one of the second pitchers that Urbandale has relied on for a large chunk of this season. The right-handed hitter gets into the box. I'd say a pretty good game for Johnson. She doubled, she home runned, and she also walked. Here comes the pitch. This one bounces before it gets to Kerrigan. She fires down to third base. It was going to be too slow. There's a good throw by Kerrigan, and just to make that play look close after the pitch was in the dirt before it got to her.
2 stolen bases.
And Coach Olmsted coming out for a second and wanting to chat with Kerrigan. Two hits in this inning so far, and that wild pitch has been able to allow both of those runners to move up. Keneally's been able to get 1 out. She struck out the last batter she saw. Count is 1-0 to Berry. Getting her first at-bat of the game, the right-handed hitter with an equal stance. Keneally comes home with this one. Swinging through it and just fouling it off his Berry. It is 1-1.
Everybody yet? We haven't had 22
Base hit to give Berry a couple of RBI. She's got none on the
or
season.
14.
1-1 pitch high and outside for a ball as Keneally falls behind 2-1. Aaron playing shallow out in left field. Coming home, Berry takes this one on the inside corner. Now leaving things up at 2-2. Trying to limit the damage here. Here comes Keneally's pitch. It's going to be just outside.
Called that a strike earlier.
Took something off of that one, and the umpire didn't give it a call. It appeared to be off the plate, but we've seen that be called a strike tonight. Keneally rocks and fires. Very good cut that time. Fouls it straight back. It is staying 3-2. Good battle between a couple of seniors here.
That's Darren King. He's here. He's because of
3 runs in the
What?
first inning, 4 in the
Because of
second, 2 in
Urbandale.
the third. Have Jayettes up 9-0.
Sean.
And Berry fouls this one straight back, and Kerrigan can't track it down. Tough play for the backstop to jump out of her stance and try and run that one down. So we'll do 3-2 once again. Berry swings out of this one, a good healthy cut, but she's out in front of this one as it's found down the left field line. And we do it again, 3-2.
And wants to shoot Gary.
Are you trying to push it?
Berry baseball and softball and action tomorrow night in Osceola. Taking on Clark Community. Couple of non-conference games going on there. Softball at 7, baseball at 7:30. And Keneally leaves this pitch high and she'll walk Berry.
It's so late. It's good over there. Good again. Now he's in the back.
Lead off.
Now batting number 2, Sarah Webster.
Sarah Webster steps in. She's first pitch swinging, and it's a ground ball, and it gets through the glove of Aiden Erickson out in right field. One run comes around to score.
I would say
another
single
one will
plus
score,
error.
and Webster ends up at second base, and ending up at third is Barry. So we're going to see a new pitcher for the Jayettes. We'll tell you all about it after a quick timeout. You're listening to Perry Jayettes Softball here on KDLF.
I didn't see who it was.
Kate Shuttler stepping in to pitch for Perry. She's gotten a handful of opportunities throughout the year. Keneally has shifted over to first base. So quick, easy substitution for Coach Olenczak there. Shuttler's first pitch, high for a ball. He's firing a strike in for the second pitch of the AB. As the left-handed swinger, Opal is in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Swung at, fouled straight back. Shuttler ahead in the count here, 1-2.
I can't fit her in the second row. I have to go to the bottom.
What?
Because I put 10 runs and 10 hits takes up the whole box.
Shuttler's only appeared in one game and got one out. She gave up 3 hits and 3 runs in that contest. She'll come in with this one. It's low, bounces before it gets to Kerrigan, who slows it up. And the count moves to 2-2. So just one out here in the inning. Shuttler will rock and fire, swinging through this one with Opal. That's the second time she has struck out in this game.
Now batting number 28, Tatum Johnson.
Back to the Johnson part of the order. And they're just going to intentionally walk her.
Yeah, that's the call. Can you see Ryan?
That will load up the bases, but after Johnson's already been able to hit a double and a home run, don't blame him for that.
Oh.
16 is Michaela McGillan here.
Who?
16.
Stepping in will be the third baseman. First pitch, high for
Batting
a
for
ball,
Urbandale
Shuttler
is
falls
number
behind.
16, Michaela McCon.
Caleb McCon in the batter's box, a right-handed hitter. She pinched it last inning, stayed in to play defense. She'll swing at this one and foul it straight back. Now leaving up the count out 1-1. Bases remain loaded with 2 outs. Urbandale up 11-0. Shuttler fires this one home and just barely getting a piece of that one
Little movement on it.
is McCon. Just an 8th grader.
50 minutes. We got to that.
2 at-bats so far this year.
That's how they close.
Showing bunt here, down 1-2. Shuttler rocks and fires. Swung at, tardy that time. Was the Jayhawks third baseman, and she'll stay alive. Count is 1-2. Shuttler trying to limit the damage here. She fires this one in there, fouled straight back. Very well could see a good amount of Shuttler the rest of this week, especially in that Thursday game against Boone. I would expect Coach Olenczak to not use Keneally in that one, with them facing Boone in the playoff game just 1 week later. Shuttler fires this one in there. It bounces before it gets to the plate for another ball. The base is loaded.
How about in that situation where
Count is 2-2. Cutler comes home with this one. Fouled straight back. Another bounces back. Battling card here. Just a couple of eighth graders. They got a lot of varsity ball to play throughout the next few years, getting opportunities early tonight. Shuttler comes home with this one. Good swing. Goes right back at Shuttler off her foot. Peterson fields it, throws the first, and it's going to be too late. And the 12th run is going to come in to score for Urbandale.
Now batting number 3, Riley Pruitt.
Riley Pruitt stepping in. Bases remain loaded. Pruitt's got a single back in our first inning. First pitch to her outside for a ball, 1-0. Shuttler comes home with this one, tries to catch the inside corner. She gets the call, and she'll even things up at 1-1. Pruitt entered tonight's game hitting .291. She struck out in the third inning against Keneally. Here comes the pitch from Shuttler. Ground ball right back to Shuttler. She fields it cleanly over to first base. And that will end the inning, but not until after 3 runs come across
To the middle of the 4th inning, Urbandale 12, 3-0.
4 hits and an error.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Jayettes, number 13, Taryn Whelchel.
There you go.
Taryn Whelchel stepping in. Third baseman playing in. We're taking 2 steps back. Kerrigan hit a double in our opening stanza. First pitch from Schumann, outside for a ball, 1-0.
That was a good time.
The junior looking for the complete game shutout victory.
She doesn't remove pressure.
Jayettes will look to spoil it. Just 2 hits tonight for Perry. Kerrigan has one of them. Gina Keneally has the other. Schumann comes home with the pitch. It is outside for a ball,
Strike early.
2-0.
It's way closer than the one he called on Aiden.
Schumann taking her time, getting back inside the circle. Behind him, the count 2-0. Kerrigan, good swing out towards left center field. This ball gets down and it rolls all the way to the wall. Kerrigan's going to end up at second base as she slides in. And that's 2 doubles tonight for Kerrigan. Now we just need the rest of the girls to find some offense. Third hit
Now batting number
again for
5,
Perry.
Kalley Whelchel.
Kalley Whelchel grounded out the Schumann in our first inning to end a 2-out rally. Wind has completely died down here at the Perry Athletic Complex. First pitch inside. Kalley had to dance out of the way of that one with her lower body. Perry shortstop gets back into the box ahead in the count 1-0. Pruitt playing deep out in left field. Straight up the middle is Webster. Here comes the pitch. Just outside, no. It's called a strike. It's 1-1. Kalley steps back in with a 1-1 count. Schumann fires in. Fly ball out towards right field.
Another double.
Backtrack. Kalley sends this one up. Oh! And Kerrigan's going to come in to score.
Come on.
Kalley ends up at third with a triple. Oh man, 2 more inches and that would have been a home run. Instead,
Oh my
it bounced
gosh.
off the top of the wall and it bounced back inwards.
Now batting number 4, Tina Keneally.
So a couple of extra
Oh,
base hits.
I cannot believe that didn't go
Girls
on.
has carried their first run
That
of
is
the game.
insane.
Kalley nearly had her first home
Oh
run.
my gosh.
Sent that one to the opposite field and it just carried. Keneally
If the wind was still blowing.
I thought it was gonna bounce and then go over.
I thought me too.
Two.
I didn't think it was gonna bounce straight up and down.
1-0. Schumann comes home. Keneally takes this one low. It's now 2-0.
I can't not believe
Harry
that.
as a squad is hit 0 home runs on the year. Not much of a power club this year. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Keneally. She swings at this one. Just gets a piece of it. And it's 2-1.
I still can't believe that. That's crazy.
Maybe taking a look at the rubber here as the umpire
Probably
comes out of
literally
the
a
stands
centimeter
and meets
different.
Schumann
Just
inside the circle.
the wind's blowing 0.1 miles an hour harder.
Trying to just check on it there. Tina Keneally hit 1 home run last year. Emily Bell had most of the power for last year's club. As Keneally swings on this one, fouls it down.
Kalley did one last year, too.
Moves to 2-2.
In the game?
Man-oh-man, Kerrigan.
The Golden Story tournament, it was same spot, barely over the fence.
Kerrigan with that triple. It was nearly more than that.
We haven't hit a single.
2-2 count.
3 doubles and a
Still
triple.
no outs here in the Perry.
crazy.
Bottom of the
Of course
fourth.
you do that in
Trails
this game.
12-1.
Gosh.
Schumann moving at a snail's pace now. Comes home with this one. Fouled straight back by Keneally. And she'll keep the count alive 2-2. Kalley standing on third. Any sort of base hit, maybe a ground ball in the infield could drive her in. Off-speed pitch, and Keneally's out in front of that one. And it will remain 2-2. Perry being out hit 15-4. He got 2 hits in this inning after they've been able to score their first run. Schumann walks and fires, and Keneally chases a pitch high, and she'll strike out.
It's Kate.
Kate Shuttler will be stepping in for Perry.
Now batting number 10, Kate Shuttler.
Didn't get the start tonight. She came in midway through the game, took over at first base for Rob. She ultimately came in and got the last couple of outs in the top of the 4th inning, pitching-wise. See if she can get a base hit and an RBI. Having a strong offensive season, her first taste at varsity ball. Just an 8th.
Yeah, he called that a strike on Eden.
First pitch outside
Strike
play
out
ball,
on Eden.
1-0. Right-handed hitter gets back into the box ahead in the count. Schumann rocks and fires.
Oh, that was a 1.
And Shuttler takes that one for a strike. It's 1-1.
Okay.
One out in the inning after Keneally just struck out. Shuttler's got a 1-1 count with a runner on third. Schumann comes home and catches the bottom part of the zone. It's now 1-2. One-two pitch from Schumann. Swung at, line drive out to right field, and they're going to drive in Kalley there, and Shuttler's got the base hit. Single and an RBI.
Now batting number 8, Aiden Erickson.
We'll see Aiden Erickson step in. Similar to her sister Kate Erickson, Aiden's going to be helping out with that wrestling camp coming up on July 14th. Aiden showing bunt, stabs at it and gets a piece of it, but it rolls foul. It's 0-1.
We're having Addie bat for Lily next.
Hey,
So
Brooks.
Shuttler on first base after the RBI single.
Unless we get a double play.
Perry trails 12-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning, scoring 2 runs in this inning, thanks to 3 base hits.
Why'd you do that?
Pitch, ground ball towards first. It's going to be off the first baseman's glove, and this one's going to roll out towards short right center, and taking third will be Shovel. So the runners on the corners for the Jayettes, and we're going to see first hit for herself.
Nobody went and got it, and so Kate went to third.
So Addie Perk's going to be stepping in.
Now batting for the Giants, number 6, Addie Perks.
Perks only has 9 at-bats on the year, despite starting in majority of the contest at third base. Still looking for that first hit of the year. In her 9 at-bats, she has struck out in 8 of them. Be a great time for the first hit of the season. Runners on the corners. The righty shows bunt and can't get it down. Was a little tardy trying to show bunt there and just had to go off her bat for a foul ball. The freshman falls behind the count 0-1.
7 to 8 in.
Playing in at third base is McMahon. Showing bunt is Perk. She stabs at this one. She misses it. It's now
She's
0-2.
not. I know. I don't know why she's not going.
That error by the first baseman was the
Cassidy should
first
just
error
turn around and
committed
be
by
like,
Urbandale in this game. Here comes the pitch home. Perks
go.
takes it outside. Taking second base is Erickson. One out in the inning, and now we have 2 runners in scoring position. Brewer's playing an extremely deep left field. See if Person just drops something in over the third baseman or shortstop's head. Perks takes this one low for a ball. Leaving up the count at 2-2. One out in the bottom of the 4th. Perry still has to score a couple more runs to extend this contest.
Just one.
And taking a pitch right down the middle is Perks, and she'll go back to the dugout as she strikes out looking.
Now batting number 2, Harper Peterson.
Harper Peterson grounded out to shortstop. She's the final hope for Perry in tonight's game. Looking to keep this game alive, looking to keep this rally alive. Aiden Erickson on second, Kate Shuttler on third. The 9th place hitter in the lineup steps in. First pitch swinging, right through it, 0-1. Peterson grounded out to the shortstop Sean in the 3rd inning. Really good pick by Trainer at first base to make the play. Count is 0-1. Peterson a little bit tardy on that one. It's fouled down the first base line. It's now 0-2 as Perry is down to their final strike. Looking for the complete game victory is Schumann. She came into this inning thinking she could get the complete game victory shutout. But Perry's been able to scratch 2 across, thanks to a couple of extra base hits by Kerrigan and Kalley Whelchel. 0-2 pitch to Peterson. She takes it, and it's just inside. Good pitcher's pitch that time. The umpire not giving the inside corner. It's 1-2. Our next radio broadcast will be on Thursday. We'll have game 1 of the doubleheader against Roland Story. Baseball action at 5:15. Schumann comes home. Peterson chases a pitch high and outside, and that will do it.
That's the end of the game. Final score, Urbandale 12, Perry 2.
10-1 on the season, and improving and picking up their 8th win of the season against Urbandale. They're now 8-22. Thanks for joining us tonight for Jayettes softball. We'll get you some final numbers after a quick timeout. It's a 12-2 final here at the Perry Athletic Complex on the Raging Valley Radio Sports Network.
All right, that's your final score. We will be back tomorrow in Osceola to take on Clark. So we will see you then. for tomorrow's game. Thanks for watching.